Castform, one of the few Pokemon to have multiple forms of differing types. I don't think it would make sense for me to do a Castform of every type like with the evolutions, but I still want to tackle Castform in some way. It deserves more love. So, 3 new forms, just like the number of alternate forms it originally had. So why not design them for my Fakemon region, Croneo, based on Scotland and a pinch of Canada. Since I'm bad at drawing, I must thank the artist who brought these to life. An Artist Astray over on Instagram. Check them out, they do amazing stuff. The first one is not really something that makes the most sense for the region, but more so for the Pokemon franchise and the Pokemon itself. I think we can all agree that Castform not already having a Sandstorm form is dumb. It's one of the 4 main weathers, and its signature move that changes depending on the weather changes to Rock, but Castform itself isn't allowed stab from it like the other 3 weathers. So that's why I've made a Rock-type Castform based around sandstorms. Some of the grains of sand are tiny, some are huge, which is done to really show the rockiness of the design. So I decided I would be adding a 5th major weather for Croneo. This part of the world is really windy all the time, so having a wind-themed Castform just made sense. Weather Ball would become Flying type, as would Castform. Flying is not just the bird type, but the air elemental type. Most, if not all, wind-based moves are Flying type. And the ability which makes wind a weather, the very broken Delta Stream, also makes Mega Rayquaza retain all the benefits of the Flying type. But anyways, Castform doesn't get Delta Stream. It still has Forecast, of course. But more on my changes to the ability after I showcase the final form. I was trying to think of what logical final weather to give Castform. I eventually decided to make it Fog. Before you start hating me, I'm going to tackle Fog differently to Gen 4. It's actually using Gen 8's Fog as a basis, where it is mostly aesthetic, but also summons Misty Terrain. Hence why Foggy Castform is a Fairy type. If Croneo ever became a fan game, there would likely be more in-depth discussion on how both Fog and Wind would work in Croneo, so I'd mentioned that I'd alter Forecast. I've decided it would force the weather to stay on, unless another weather gets set. What this means is that usually the weather goes away after a bit, not when Forecast is activated. It stays until another weather is set or all weather is removed. The former case activates Forecast again. Even if Castform faints, the weather can only go away if it is changed artificially. But since Forecast wouldn't be activated if that happened, the weather would act normally. To make Castform more of a threat, new held items would be made to set the weather. They'd break when the Pokemon is sent out, and the weather would go away after 1 turn. Unless Forecast is activated, that is. Forecast would treat the weather much and such the same. But that's all I have to say for this video. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts below. Please like and subscribe, and check out the Croneo region's Instagram. You can join my Discord, and if you want to go the extra mile, why not consider supporting me on Patreon? And with that, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!